Hey guys, Darrell here with Darrell in Tents. Back in the shack today, not out in a tent at all, but working today to finish up what is build number 3 for my wood stove. It's a backpack collapsible wood stove. I've got about 50 bucks wrapped up in it. It's right at under 10 pounds. Complete with a door, with a window, and so today I'm hoping to finish it up. So first of all, let me say hi to my friends and my subscribers. In fact, if you're not a subscriber, why would you not be a subscriber? Why don't you stop, even while you're watching the video, and click the subscribe button. Click the like button, then the subscribe button, and click the bell next to the subscribe button, and you're going to get a notification every time I go on an adventure, and I would love for you to join me. So yeah, okay, enough about that. Now listen, so today we're going to finish up the build. I'm going to cut the hole in the top for the stove pipe, for the flue pipe, 3-inch flue pipe. I've got the stainless steel shim stock that will make the 3-inch stovepipe roll up collapsible as well. And then I'm planning to put in what I would consider to be a secondary burn chamber. I hope it's going to work. I don't know if it will or not. I think if it does work, it's going to draw all the smoke much better and actually potentially even take out all the smoke altogether and make it just a more efficient fireplace. So that's the plan for today. If the secondary chamber doesn't work, I can always take it out and use the stove without it. But today we're going to take the stove apart and get started on these last couple of pieces, the secondary burn chamber and cutting the hole for the stovepipe. Let's get started. Well, I've started a pilot hole on my on the top plate for the 3-inch hole saw to go through to cut the 3-inch stovepipe hole. Okay, so I've cut what is going to be the secondary burn chamber, and now I'm just going to file it down from where I cut it. Okay, so let me show you what I'm thinking, and let me show you how I hope that this thing is going to come together and work. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put this shelf on the inside about 1.5 inches down. All right, about 1.5 inches down, right there, all the way up against the door side. So I'm going to have my flue and the door both on this side. You can see the flow of air coming in down below, the fire down below, then coming up and headed that direction and out the let me mark that, and out the top of the stovepipe. That's the plan. This goes on the door side, all right? And so what I'm wondering and what I'm hopeful that I'm going to be able to do is actually, in fact, that's a concern there, as to whether or not that's going to fit like that. I may need to cut this whole thing down because it may not fit inside there like what I had actually hoped. Okay, so this is the shelf that's going to serve as the internal secondary chamber. So I'll put it above the firebox, about actually towards the top of the firebox on the inside of the firebox, about 1.5 inches from the top. And my hope is that with the fire down below, and this being 12 inches and the box being 14 inches, we'll actually send the smoke and the draw with the flue right above this end. So the hot air down below comes up and out and should radiate more of the box and create a secondary burn chamber here. Now, this also is an 8-inch shelf, and so it's not going to fit nicely inside of the box, and so I'm going to cut this back like 1/8 of an inch and rebend it. I don't have a break, unfortunately. However, I do have a piece of steel just with this clamp, and with a couple of other clamps. I'm hopeful that I can bend it and make that work. So let's find out. Say your prayers, and let's find out if this is going to work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the clamps and roll this piece over and hope to high heaven that it'll bend right on that brake, or at least enable me to start a bend there. Yeah. All right. By George, that rolled over nicely. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that shelf 1 1/4 inches from the top and there. And from there, I want to come down another 1/2 inch. Now, I only want to come 10 inches. Now, I know you're thinking, what is he doing? Why don't you just relax and watch what I'm doing here? And maybe you'll learn something, for crying out loud. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here 10 inches. That's how far that's going to come down. So off of this line, I want to come down another 1/2 inch. Another 1/2 inch. And I want to put a drill hole. And I want to put an 1/8 inch hole. All right. Okay, so now that I've got the shelf where I'm going to want it on the inside of the box, now I just need to mark where I want the hole that's going to hold it in place. So that's what's next on the agenda. Now I'll drill an 1/8 inch hole there for a pop rivet. That's my plan. I'm going to just merely put a pop rivet in there to hold it in place. I'll put a long pop rivet, and I don't think it will need to hold that shelf in place on the inside. I don't think it's going to need its own screw. I think it'll rest on a pop rivet. Okay, so my hope is if I take a couple of long pop rivets, right, and put them in that spot, that they will hold, just rest on there, and I don't need to put anything permanent in there. So I'm going to go with a couple of long ones, and I'm using stainless steel rivets because of the heat of the fire. Great. Now we'll put another one in this second hole. Now I think I am going to use just a size bigger of the bits so that will fit a little better and get in around that without having to fight it every time that I want to put that shelf in. Okay, so now I'm putting it back together. I put a wire mesh down at the bottom, as a grate, to function as a grate, and I've got the 4 pop rivets that are ready to hold the shelf. Again, the shelf's about 1.5 inches down from the top of the firebox. So let me put this together, and then I'll put the end caps on and I'll show you what we've got. Okay, so there it is. The Firebox backpack collapsible. Perfect wood stove, just great. 10 pounds. I'll weigh it, but I'm guessing right around 10 pounds. It's got the window in the door. You see the firebox where the fire goes, sits in on the grate, and then as we discussed, with the shelf right here coming 3/4 of the way back, the hot air will flow ideally through the first chamber into the second chamber and out the flue. By doing that, it should radiate more of the box and more of the top, and that's it. That's what we've got. I got less than $50 in the whole thing, so that's what we've got. I'd love your comments down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what I could have done better. Tell me what you think will work well. What do you like about the stove? The test is really in the pudding, whether or not it actually works, and we'll find that out on my next adventure. I'd love for you to join me. If you like the video, click the like button, and if you want to join me for this and any of my excursions, click the subscribe button. And if you click the bell right next to the subscribe button, then you'll be notified every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching. God bless.